Breaking tonight, after 30 days of the administration refusing to release any numbers on Obamacare enrollment, moments ago, Fox News getting our very first look at concrete numbers from the big health care sign-up. And it shows just 6 people enrolled on the first day of sign-ups. 6. Welcome, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. This is breaking news. We're just getting this. This is the Kelly File, and the news is breaking this evening. For weeks, this administration has refused to give out rollout numbers, enrollment numbers. I mean, in testimony before Congress, to the American people, the president giving a speech, no, 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 no. So the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee subpoenaed information from Secretary Kathleen Sebelius, and then they also requested information from the many contractors who were responsible for putting this thing together and monitoring the launch. In just this last hour, moments before we came to air, we got this detailing of what actually happened in the first days of the Obamacare launch. Look at this. 6 on day 1. 6 people. Meeting 2, which was later that day, 100 total signups. By midday on October 2nd, they had 100. And the next day, October 3rd, 248 signups. Oh, good gracious. Chris Direwaltz is our Fox News digital politics editor and host of Power Play on FoxNews.com. Not 16, not 600, not 6,000, 60,000. There are more people in this room than signed up for Obamacare on day 1, the big day, the big rollout. And by the end of the second day, they hadn't even cut 250, Chris. What does that tell us?
Well, that tells us that the computer operation system, the sign-up apparatus, the guts of this thing are a much worse disaster than we had even previously known. Because remember, we're talking about a universe of, what, 30 million, 25 or 30 million uninsured human beings. We're talking about a lot of people that the president, in his political base, they've been tweeting them, talking to them, hey, go and get your Obamacare. We spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the rollout. We sent navigators out. We've spent a ton of money and a ton of time, our government has, to try to get people into this, and it was such a mess that only 6 human beings, I mean, you want to talk about a war room, that's like the sinking ship war room, that you're sitting around, what's happening? What's the latest, guys? What do you have on this? And they say, well, we've got 6.
Right. I mean, no one thought to ask Ms. Sebelius, so just give us a hint. Can you count them on 2 hands? Do you have to close your hands and reopen them to get to the correct? I mean, 6, Chris? We're laughing, but this is supposed to be, this is the big thing. These people who are supposed to be signing up on these exchanges, they're going to be funding this thing. They're going to be funding the Medicaid people who are signing up in droves. We know that. And I don't know, I mean, by day 2, it's only 248. No wonder they won't tell us. And when will they? They promised November, Chris. If the numbers are anywhere near as bad as this, projection would suggest, just still in the thousands, what kind of situation are we in?
Well, the president went and gave a campaign speech in Boston. He talked to supporters of the law. He said that they're tracking it, that the numbers are getting better. Now, if you're starting at a baseline of 6, right, it's not that hard to get better. But remember, what's going on behind all of this is all of the millions of people who are losing their policies. The desperation for people to get through this technical swamp and find a way to get the product at the end, they have created an incredible demand, whether people like it or not. They've created a forced demand in many cases for this product, and this means that people, these millions of people, can't get through, and that is a serious crisis.
Doesn't it, though, explain why, when asked repeatedly for some sort of information about how it's going, and it's not like they're just probing into Kathleen Sebelius or her private business. We paid for this thing. This is our website. We paid for it, the American taxpayer. And our representatives said to the administration, how much are we getting? How many people are we getting? How is our product that we paid for working? And they refused to tell us. And now we know why. Because we've gotten this, from Darrell Issa. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform has released this. And for the first time now, we've got the numbers. And now it all becomes clear why everyone has been so very guarded about the numbers, Chris.
Distract, delay, deny, wait until the news gets better, and then you come back and say what's going on. And that's been the case in politics long before Barack Obama was president of the United States. But that's a specialty of this administration. We've seen it on Benghazi. We've seen it on a number of scandals facing the administration. They're trying it on this one, but unfortunately for them, the stakes are just too huge. Too many millions of Americans are involved. Too much coverage is being disrupted. Too much money is being spent that you can't just say, we'll holler back when we get some numbers.
It's amazing because they touted how they had over 20 million people who tried to access you know, the website, and 6 registered on day one. I want to say that we reached out to the administration for a comment on these numbers. They have stressed to our own Ed Henry that these are not their numbers. They're not official numbers. They didn't say they're wrong, but they said they're not official numbers. And that's about all they said. We're going to have Ed Henry join us in moments. Chris, thank you.
You bet.